Live from KMOV, News 4 is covering breaking news.
Yes, he didn't even do nothing wrong. But walk down the street.
We continue following a very hostile breaking news situation. There is outrage tonight from those reacting to a Ferguson police officer shooting and killing an 18-year-old. The community is flooding the streets of North County demanding answers. News 4 has team coverage with 2 crews following the developments. We begin with News 4's Brittany Noble, who's live at West Florissant in Canfield, where the teenager was killed. What kind of reaction have you seen tonight, Brittany?
Well, Chris, the situation here continues to change. As day became night, more and more people became frustrated with police about what happened to an 18-year-old boy named Mike from Normandy. Now, there were hundreds of people standing in this area earlier today. I was here too. Police eventually cleared the scene. My photographer and I turned down Canfield. It's right there in that intersection, hoping to talk with more people. We quickly left because there was a dumpster fire. Now, since then, we've seen multiple police cars going in and out of that neighborhood that we were just in. County Councilwoman Hazel Irby was also there and shocked by the scene.
Be honest, how bad is it right now?
I think it's very bad. There's a large crowd over there. And I think that you see the police are going back and forth over there continuously. So it's not going to die down soon. Something has to be done. We need the investigation, a quick investigation.
There are lots of county police cars here, but it is the job of Ferguson to control the crowds in the neighborhoods. So I did speak with the chief of Ferguson, the police chief, and you can hear what he has to say coming up about how he plans to calm everybody down. But first, the details of the shooting are still very unclear, but the situation has many people from Ferguson, from the Ferguson neighborhood, beyond angry. News 4 Corey Stark has been talking with people and witnesses who saw it all happen. He's live from the St. Louis County Police headquarters. Corey?
Yeah, Brittany, well, as you showed us, this shooting, this situation has sent a shockwave through an entire community. Now, earlier, Ferguson police did confirm that one of their officers did shoot and kill the teenager, as you mentioned, named Mike. Now, the big question, of course, is why. The St. Louis County Police Department is the one handling that part of the investigation. Meanwhile, dozens of people who saw this shooting happen, they say this officer acted unjustly.
We wasn't causing any harm to nobody. We had no weapons on us at all.
Dorian Johnson says he was walking home from a convenience store with his friend Mike Brown. They were walking on the street when a Ferguson police officer from his vehicle told the boys to get out of the street. Johnson says they kept walking, causing the officer to confront the boys, first from his car, then got out of the car, firing a shot. Johnson says him and Brown were scared and ran away from the officer.
He shot again, and once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the air, and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn, and he fired several more shots.
No justice, no peace.
Instantly, hundreds gathered, angered and saddened by what they call a complete overreaction by the officer. Now a family is demanding answers.
You took my son away from me. You know how hard it was for me to get him to stay in school and graduate? You know how many black men graduate? Not many. Because you bring them down to this type of level where they feel like I don't got nothing to live for anyway. They're going to try to take me out anyway.
The crowd became more angered, even someone firing shots. No one was hurt. Meanwhile, Brown's body laid in the street for hours.
The shots that were being fired were very close to that scene, so we needed to make sure that the crime scene was safe. That's why we called for the additional officers so that we could safely, without conflict, move everyone back far enough.
Ferguson Police Chief Tom Jackson says the St. Louis County Police Department is handling the investigation into the officer shooting and says as standard procedure, the officer has been put on paid administrative leave.
We do want this investigated fully, and that's why we asked for the outside help to do that.
And as you saw in that video, this all happened in the middle of a very busy apartment complex with a lot of witnesses. We understand that police do have cell phone videos from several witnesses that could be a part of this investigation, once again being handled by the St. Louis County Police Department. We'll continue to monitor this situation throughout the night, have the very latest on News 4 this morning, and of course later on in this show. Chris, we'll send it back to you.
And the NAACP of St. Louis County says they're launching an independent investigation into this shooting, and they're asking the FBI to step in and help. Esther Haywood sat down with us this evening to express her concerns about what happened today. She tells us the young man may have stolen cigarettes from a nearby convenience store, and he was unarmed when he was shot.
When he ran, they shot him. And then, when he went down, evidently, it was said that he went for his telephone, trying to get his cell phone. And that's when he was shot 9 times. It's a frightening thing to think about what might be happening behind this.
We want to make this very clear. Police investigators haven't told us yet why the officer fired on the 18-year-old or how many times he was shot or if he was armed. Haywood insists the NAACP will do everything in their power to get the details related to this shooting from Ferguson Police and St. Louis County Police. Now, to wrap it all up, here's what we know. Around noon today, a Ferguson police officer shot and killed an 18-year-old on West Florissant Avenue. The incident brought large crowds to the area, prompting a heavy police presence with 15 departments to control the scene. The St. Louis County Police Department is now in charge of the shooting investigation. We'll continue our team coverage throughout this show, and we'll bring you any developments on air and online as we get them. And remember, you can find all the details of this investigation anytime on our KMOV mobile app.